KPAX Community Spotlight is sponsored by Corwin Motors of Kalispell.
Well, good morning, folks. Welcome to another episode of Community Spotlight. Today I have two friends joining me here. They are really friends, but I feel like they've become my friends too, just in the short few moments we've known each other. We've got Dre and Tenzin here. Tenzin, you work for the Fairgrounds, and Dre, you're working with Indigen Unity. Did I say it right?
Indigen Unity.
Okay. I don't know why it gets stuck in my mouth a little bit. And you're working together to bring a lot of awareness to the fair this year.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about the first event that's happening for MMIR, for Missing Murdered Indigenous Relatives. That's Extreme Bulls Rock the Red. So what's that event all about?
Yeah, we'll be on Tuesday on the 9th, I believe, and it'll be the first event at the rodeo. It's just kind of a prayer will be done, the 12 flags of recognizing the 12 tribes of Montana, and also kind of bringing awareness to the missing and murdered Indigenous relatives, where we'll have the riderless horse.
Okay.
And also doing a little presentation about recognizing the injustices that have happened to the missing and murdered, and how we are kind of creating space for that, and also bringing a voice back to the community where Indigenous voices were not heard previously.
Right.
And today we actually get to have that opportunity
That's
to allow
amazing.
the community members to stand up and say we are still here and we want justice. We want to be seen, we want to be heard. So that is what the Tuesday night event will be.
Okay. That's amazing, because there's so many people that go to the fair. It's a great way to get some awareness for that issue. And Tenzin, you are sort of a graphic design marketing specialist, right? Community specialist, communications, I should say. And you've been working with the CSKT tribe, right? To get some materials so people can kind of see some of your history over at the fair too. Tell me about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we received permission from the CSKT cultural community to print large versions of their ethnogeographic signs. You'll find those signage at the Bear Tracks Bridge. So we printed actually 10 large of these signage, and they'll be on display for all 6 days of the fair, talking about the history of the Salish Quilespay people here in the Missoula Valley, as well as sort of like, you know, names, historical names, and sort of because the fair this year is Lake Bottom Bash, there's this great timeline about the Salish Quileспay's history from that glacier lake era to like recent times.
Wow. Okay, I'm excited to see that now. That sounds amazing. But there are more events too. There's the Indigenous Art Market, right?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that too.
The Indigenous Market pretty much highlights our artists, the creators throughout the Montana that will be arriving. They'll be set up from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday. There will also be entertainment. Hopefully we can bring in, I believe, we'll be bringing in Dylan Running Crane.
Wow.
And she'll be playing in the evening. And also we have the red teepee display about honoring our Indigenous relatives, the missing murdered Indigenous relatives. So we'll have the knowledge keepers there with us to share the stories about the red teepee and why it's displayed. And how important it is to continue bringing people in to connect, to reflect, and to remember all those they have lost, and just sit quietly for a while. It will be right alongside the Indigenous art exhibit in the commercial building.
Okay, wow. So there's a lot of ways. If you want to learn a little bit more about some of these issues, or just learn more about our history and our culture here, this is such an awesome opportunity. Thanks for your work as well. Sounds like the fair is going to be wonderful because of you too. So if you're excited to see it as well, we've got more details on your screen about these specific events to honor the MMIR community, and more details on our website. Thank you both for joining us today. We're so glad you could come.
Thank you so much
for having us.
Yeah.